Sir, we are live. Hello and welcome to Sports News Live. We have with us Jordi Gratacos, sir, who is the president of Inter Milan Academy in Moscow and Novosibirsk.
Mhm.
Hello, sir. First of all, tell us how are you doing?
Hello. Thank you for your invitation. For me, it's always a pleasure to talk about football, and especially to media like you have, like Sport News here in India. So I am ready to talk about any situation about football.
Thank you, sir, for giving us the opportunity for taking the interview.
Mhm.
First of all, sir, tell us about your journey from a professional footballer to a professional football coach.
Can you just second? Can you tell again, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, tell us about your journey of from a professional footballer to a professional football coach.
Yes, when I finished my career as a football player, I start to study to be a coach. I had my courses in the Spanish Football Federation, and then after finish 3 years studying, I became a UEFA Pro License coach. And for this, I start my career. I worked during 2 seasons in the system of FC Barcelona as a sport director of international Barca academies. Then I had the option to sign as a sport director for FC Dnieper. This is a team from Ukraine that we played the final Europa League 2015 against Sevilla. Then I had the option to work for the Football Federation of Kazakhstan. And then I get back to Barca system as a sport director of all Barca academies in Russia. After this, 4 years working in Barca again, I had the option to start my projects, and now I have projects, football projects with Inter Milan.
Yes, sir. Your journey is quite interesting. Sir, before we go into the Euro discussion, sir,
Mhm.
tell us what are the facilities or the things that are required for proper youth development and the proper nurture of the players. As you have very much experience in this field.
Yes, the most important to grow up professional players is to have a strategy. You must have your philosophy of play. You must transfer all this football knowledge to the players, and always you must understand that when player is growing up, is you must trust in the talent of the players, and of course because they are still not adults people, they can have maybe sometimes not very good results, but you must have and you must follow your intuition and to trust in the talent players that you see inside the academy. It's very important always try to give them the enough power, the enough trust for them to try many things inside the field. They must feel that mistake is not a problem, that mistake is a part of the learning process. And for all these reasons, the most important is to have a plan, to have a strategy, and to keep and go forward straight on with this strategy.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, as you have previous experience in Asian country like Kazakhstan, what are the or say, sir, my question is that what are the things that the Asian football players or the leagues lack in comparison to the European league?
I think is this. I mean, the most important is that in the Europe clubs, all the clubs and federations, they have one strategy and they trust this strategy minimum 4, 5, or 7 or 10 years, and they don't fall down in a panic when they don't have maybe good results during 1 or 2 seasons, and they keep going forward with this strategy. I mean, in Europe, clubs or federations, they have their own philosophy. They choose which is their strategy, and they go through them for a quite long period because in Europe, understand that football is not a question that you have good work one day and next day you have results. Results only give you after a long-term process, minimum 3-4 years, and this is I think the biggest difference between the Europe clubs or Europe federations and other federations that maybe they fall down in a panic when they don't have some good results in a very short period, and they change another strategy, and this makes no sense. This makes confusion for the players and for the people. So I think this is the biggest difference.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. Sir, the problem that Spain is facing in these days, that the absence of a proper number nine. Is if we compare after the likes of David Villa and Fernando Torres, sir, the same problem is in Indian football. And after Sunil Chetri, there is no one as that level to take his place in future. What should be the approach of a country like India in order to replace one of the best players in India or who are best in that particular position?
I think a strategy in Indian football, I think, of course, they must trust and they must choose which are the most future talented players and they must trust in them. Of course, it's also important when in the Indian Championship you invite good players from other countries because it makes more concurrence inside the championship, inside the championate. So when you play against very good players and you play against very good adversaries, it means that you must give your 100%. You cannot relax, and this makes you always to train and to play in the high level of concentration, intensity, and discipline. So I think a strategy should be to detect and to select which are the most talented Indian players, young players, and to give them chance to compete against very good adversaries. That these adversaries maybe can come from abroad and as well can improve the level of the Indian championship, and it makes this to grow up the Indian players. Also, I think is very important. As I see in the Indian clubs, there are many foreigner coaches, and this is a very good strategy from Indian federation or from Indian clubs because when you invite a European specialist, this makes a system to work better and to develop faster and in a good way.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, I would like to ask you, who were the coaches or the players who have influenced your career as a professional footballer and as a coach?
Uh, when I had young players in my system, I think I have around 30 players that now play in professional football. We have some players like maybe Marc Bartra. We have some players like Vlad Supriaga, like Vlad Kocherkin, like Bogdan Letnyov. So all these players now, some of them playing in the national team of Ukraine, and some of them also played in Dynamo Kiev. They play Champions League. They play Europa League. So I could say 4 or 5 names that maybe you know, but I can tell you that it's more than 30 players that one was inside my system in academy. So now they can play professional football and they have the chance to follow their dreams and to keep growing up as a professional football players.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, now we are shifting our focus to the Euros. Sir, what are your views on the performance of teams like Spain, Germany, and Portugal?
I think Spain, of course, now in a Spain national team, there is a new generation of players. Is players that maybe they don't have such experience that before had, for example, David Villa or Fernando Torres or Xavi or Iniesta or Sergio Ramos or Carlos Puyol or Iker Casillas, but these are new generation that for me there is a very good coach like Luis Enrique that he can improve the level of all these players. I understand that in the first two games Spain not had good results against Poland and Sweden, but in the third game against Slovakia, situation changed a little bit. In the lineup were some changes. The star player Spilicueta also played Sarabia, so some changes inside the team that makes us stronger. And I think Spain will be difficult against Croatia, but Spain always will play good football and always will try to be offensive. About Germany, of course, now will be not easy for Germany because for me they don't have a big star inside the team, but all players understand how to play and how to perform inside the field. I think Germany is one of the candidates to be champion. Maybe not the number one favorite, but it's inside the 5 teams or national teams that have options to be champion in the Europe.
Sir, what about the performance of Italy and as well as Belgium and England?
Italy, for me, is one of the national teams that improved more in the last 4 years. I think for the Italian football was a good situation when they were not classified for the World Cup in Russia 2018 because it makes a big bet emotions inside the federation, inside the clubs. But I think Italian professional coaches and people who decided, I think they understood that they should change something inside the Italian system, and they did. For example, now when I see many games of Serie A with Inter Milan, with Sassuolo, with Napoli, with Roma, with Juventus, with Milan, all teams play good level. All teams they try to grow up through the ball possession, and I think this was a decision after Italy was not classified for the Russian World Cup in 2018, but now they are very strong. They have a very good collective. They have a very good mental situation. They after they lose ball, they have a very fast press. After lose ball, they have a very good concentration, discipline, and for me, Italy is one of the positive surprise, and we'll see how develop in the next stage against Austria. But I think it's one of the best national teams now in Europe and in the world. And about Belgium, of course, Belgium is the team that last World Cup 2018 had a very good result. They played semifinals. They have very good players like De Bruyne, like Eden Hazard, like Romelu Lukaku, like Thibaut Courtois, like Witzel. So, and for me, he has a very good coach like Martinez. So Belgium is also one of the most important candidates to be champion because they have already experienced 3 years ago in the World Cup of Russia to go through the last stages in this championate. And about England, we'll see, but I have doubts about this team. I don't know how will develop inside the Euro, but I have doubts how they play. Of course, they have an idea, they have a philosophy, but we'll see because I don't see in good condition maybe Keane, striker. I don't see him in a very good condition. And I don't know how is the leadership of the coach, Southgate. So I have doubts about England national team.
Sir, after winning the World Cup, France are not playing the level of football which we are used to see them in playing the quality of football. Their performance is not up to the mark. What's your view on the performance of France under Didier Deschamps?
For me, France is, I think, number one favorite in this Euro Cup because is the last World Cup champion. They didn't change too much from 3 years ago when they played in Russia. They have very important players in each position. They have many options in any position. I think they have two good players in each position. So for the Shams is a good problem that he must decide who play. But any player who is inside the field always has a very good quality. Of course, now maybe even better because they involve Karim Benzema inside the national team. So for me, as a team, as an individual, I think France is the stronger team in the even in the world, not only in Europe, in the world. And of course, there are some players that when they play for the national team, maybe they play better than in their clubs. For me, for example, Paul Pogba is a different player when he plays for United or he plays for the national team. Now he's one of the leaders of the national team. But of course, there is also Tolisso. There is two very good centre backs like Rafael Varane, Kimpembe. There is, of course, Theo Hernandez in left, Pavard in right, in offensive positions, Antoine Griezmann, Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappe. So many options in every position. So I think of course if they don't have a bad day, because in this competition when you have a bad day you are out of the competition. But of course France is a very strong group, and I think is favorite number one.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, which team you are supporting in Euro and what are your expectations from that team?
Me, I like, of course, I like Spain and I like Italy as well. I like Italy because I always liked Italy, even when Italy was champion in 1992 in the World Cup in Spain. And expectations are great now, but we'll see because if you see now the situation in the Euro Cup, there is one part that there are very strong teams like Belgium, Portugal, Spain, Italy, France, and there is another part that maybe is easier to go through the semi-finals, like maybe Netherlands and Germany. But I support Italy, I support Spain. Of course, I support Russia. One was Russia as well, but now it's not in the competition. I expect that maybe Italy or Spain can have a very good result, and maybe they can play maybe semi-finals, Italy against Spain. We'll see about situation because there is also Belgium, Portugal, and France in this part of the competition. But we'll see. We hope now start very good games. I think there is one game, Belgium against Portugal in 18 final. There is also Spain against Croatia will not be easy. I think Italy against Austria also will not be easy. So we'll see how develop, but I follow and I support Italy and Spain.
Sir, do you think that Luis Enrique team selection was right? He didn't include Sergio Ramos. In that place, he included Eric Garcia, who is a star for the future.
I think he explained very well why he didn't take Sergio Ramos. Last 5 or 6 months, Sergio Ramos only played very few games with Real Madrid. He had injuries every 2-3 weeks or months. He has injury. So in the physical aspect, I think he was not ready to play in this level. That now you must play against Croatia. Then maybe if you win, you must play against France. Or so if you are not in very good physical condition, there is no sense to take a player. And I think Luis Enrique explained about why he take this decision, and I think it's a normal decision. I mean, it's a understandable decision because why you must take a player if you cannot put him in the top games that you must face. I understand decision Luis Enrique, and I support this decision because I know Luis Enrique always will try to take decisions in the sport moments, not in another. Not for other reasons. He took this decision because he thought Sergio Ramos could not play in 100%, I think, physical condition.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, in the round of 16 fixtures, we have Croatia against Spain, and Italy against Austria, England against Germany, and Belgium against Portugal. Who, according to you, are the favorites to win these games?
There are very good games. I mean, for example, Portugal and Belgium and England against Germany is maybe it could be semifinals in even in the World Cup. I think, I hope, and I think that Italy and Spain will go through. I think Italy should win against Austria. Italy now has a very good concentration. Is the team that he not received any goal yet. So, and Spain is not so easy against Croatia because Croatia is the runner-up world champion, and it means that, of course, they have a very good team, and last game Croatia played in a good level. So, but I think Italy and Spain should go through. And about Portugal and Belgium, this is very difficult prognosis because maybe Belgium has a better team and better collective, but Portugal has maybe more strong character inside the team. All Portugal players they have a special character to compete. All of them has very good results when they play abroad. And I don't know. I cannot say my prognosis about this game because I really think it's 50-50. It's a real 50-50 game. But I understand Belgium may be more better as a team, but maybe Portugal better as a individual competitive character, maybe. And about England and Germany, will be very interesting. But I think maybe Germany is one step higher than England. And I think maybe Germany in this game, I think maybe is a little bit stronger than England. We'll see because England has very young players, very good young players now. But you must see who can make the difference. I mean, who can score goal from England because I don't see now Keane in a good condition. So we'll see. But I think maybe Germany now is a bit stronger than England.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, who according to you are the favorites and underdogs to win the Euro?
I think there are 5 or 6 candidates. I think the number one is France, but then there are 4 or 5 national teams like Italy, like Belgium, like Germany, like Portugal, and like Spain that I think they are in a second level to be champion. So for me, France is the number one favorite, but then there is Belgium, Italy, Spain, Germany, and Portugal that I think also can have chance to be champion.
Okay, sir. Sir, we have one question from our audience. Sir, do
Mm-hmm.
you know Antonio Lopez Habas, sir?
Antonio Lopez?
Antonio Lopez Habas, sir, the coach of ADK Mohun Bagan FC.
Yes. Mhm.
Sir, do you follow Indian football, especially ISL?
Yes, I follow because I know that there are many Spanish coaches there. Before I know and I have good relationship with Carlos Cuadrat, for example. I also remember was here Josep Gumbau, I think. Um, so all the Spanish coaches who are training now in India or before, I know them because we have similar age and yes, I know of them. I also know football player who was playing here is Ferran Corominas. I think he was best player in the last 2 or 3 seasons, and I know him, and I was training him when he was young. Yes.
Sir, what according to you are the things that are required to be developed or to be made more better in Indian football
I
to
think
have a
it's
better future?
I think it's this. I think Football Federation, Indian Football Federation, might have a strategy, must have, and must develop this strategy, must go forward, must try that clubs also had a good strategy inside the academies of the clubs. So I think its main objective of the Indian Football Federation, I think, is not to focus in the main national team. Maybe must focus in under 19, under 17, under 16, under 15, because if they do a good job in these youth categories, then we'll have results maybe in 4, 5, or 7 years. But I think the most intelligent decision is to develop the youth system, and only with this way can develop the adult system when there is a good job during long term.
Sir, in the next ISL season, the ISL committee has decided to reduce the number of foreigners from four
Mm-hmm.
to now three in the first 11. Sir,
Mm-hmm.
do you think this decision is better for Indian football?
I think yes, it's a good decision because this gives more options to the Indian players to play in the lineup. But I think the most important is not if it's 3 or 4 or 2 or 5. The most important is that for me, the foreigners who comes to India must be with good quality players because okay, if you sign players from other countries, these players must give the difference inside your team. And I think if you have 3 options to put foreigners in the lineup, these 3 players must be talented and with good experience in other countries. And for this reason, if they come and they play, they can help to grow up the level of the Indian football.
Sir, my last question to you. One of our audience has put up a question for you. Sir, if you get any offer from any Indian team, will you accept the offer to be their head coach in future?
Yes, of course. Why not? I am open to any offers. I am person that I like to develop football and to be coach in a big countries. I was in Russia. I was in other big countries. So Indian is also a very huge, big country with many potential. And yes, I would accept. So if you have any football agent that is interested in my in my profile, they are free to contact me because I like to take these negotiations myself. And so if any agent or club wants to contact me, I'm always open to start to discuss about these options.
Thank you very much, sir, for spending your time with us. Hope we
Mhm.
will see you again in next time. Thank you
Uh,
very much, sir.
Thanks to you, Ankan, and I wish you big success in this project. And I hope that we can meet again. And you can contact me anytime. And as I repeat, if any person or club or agent is interested in me, can contact me through my Instagram or my Twitter, or you can give them my contact.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome. Ciao.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
এতক্ষণ আমাদের সাথে দেখলেন যে জর্ডি গ্রাটাকস, যিনি এখন কারেন্ট প্রেসিডেন্ট অফ ইন্টার মিলান একাডেমি, রাশিয়া। তিনি আমাদের সাথে ছিলেন। তিনি আগেও এক্স বার্সেলোনা একাডেমি কোচ। তার সাথে একটা ভালোই আড্ডা হলো। আবার পরে একদিন অন্য কোনো এপিসোডে সবার সাথে দেখা হবে। ততক্ষণে টাটা।